Hey guys, Skilled Legend here, and I'm sorry it's been such a long time since I have recorded anything, but it's been kind of busy. Um, Basically, here's what happened: is I got done with classes on the 15th, and then my nephew was leaving for home because he goes to college in the same uh, town. Basically, he lives with me, and so he wanted to see the movie because we were going to go to Rogue One as a family, but he couldn't make it because he had to go to his dad's, and they're in a completely different state. But anyways, so I went to Rogue One with him, and then the next day I was leaving for Japan. I decided to go to Japan for the holidays, and I got back. I left that day on the 17th, and then I got back on Friday, and I left on Friday. Kind of weird, but it's a 16-hour flight back, and um, basically, if you don't know, where I live in the United States is 15 hours behind Japan. So basically, I missed an hour of time. So I got left on Friday, and I got back on Friday, which was very interesting because I haven't had that happen since high school. It's just kind of anyways, my sleep schedule's been messed up, so that's probably why you guys have seen me on at 4 a.m. on Twitter, but not on during the day. Anyways, but besides that, um, then I went to spend time with my brother and stuff because I don't see him very often. My older brother was in the military, so I get to see him maybe once or twice a year, so I went to the family movie with them, and then I've been spending time with him. And since they went home, I really haven't had time to record anything. But I decided today that I would end that, and I know it's pretty late for a lot of people, or early in the morning for a lot of people, but I wanted to show you guys that I am still around and I am still going to do some things. But today it's something that I'd rather really not talk about, but it needs to be addressed. It'll probably be the last time that I address it, but it's the whole um, Pokemon community thing. How everyone's, kind of. There's a lot of tension around, and I guess I kind of wanted to explain why there's so much tension. Um, and basically, I just have a script here. It's gonna sound like I'm just reading from it, and it's probably because I am, because it's pretty late, I'm tired, and I'd really rather just get this over with and really not deal with it again. Um, yeah, so here we're gonna go. Um, so basically, I feel like we need to discuss the problems at hand. The fact that people think all Amourshippers shippers are toxic, when in fact, while it's quite a big number in this community, it's easy to point out. Because this is pretty much exclusively an Amour community, before Sun and Moon, that is. Also, the fact that Amour is quite popular, if not the most popular ship due to the kiss and other hints being thrown out, its popularity grew, and the Twitter community grew, more towards the end of X, Y, and Z. It's no excuse to attack people, but it's easy to see why the toxicity is growing, because the ship itself grew. Also, perpetuation of the idea made it worse, because everyone started to believe it was a lot of more people than it actually was. People thought they were being attacked when some people were just disappointed that they spent 3 years making friends with these people, and to have them back out after so much time together with the common goal in mind of Amourshipping. I feel like some people felt a bit hurt that the friends they had, quote, until the end, quote, with Amourshipping were lost, and some people made it huge off the success of the ship, and people were disappointed when they moved on. While some people were intentionally attacking those people, some people were just confused and disappointed with their friends they spent all that time with. Plus, I feel like the community is split into people who don't like Amourshipping anymore, but they say they're neutral to not offend their friends they made. Maybe I'm wrong, and then also Amour While that might not be a huge deal, it's tearing people apart because they can't tell who they can actually talk to about the ship anymore and who they can't. I feel like some people might actually ship neutrally, but some people are just too afraid to say they moved on, and with good reason with how some people act. It's not just the more shippers though. Chance has been attacked simply for liking Lena, and that Lena doesn't have as big of boobs as Lily. It's a community problem, and the thing is, with more and more people starting to support other ships, it's not going to be long before other Sun and Moon ships are considered toxic, just like Amor, and I don't want to see that shit anymore. We need to come together as a Pokemon community, or at least a shipping community, and stop worrying about what others' opinions are, and stop being so hurt by everything that's said. One of the biggest problems is some simply want to discuss things, and people feel attacked by the discussion topic instead of just being open-minded. Anyways, that's basically my opinion. I feel like a lot of people are being a little bit overly sensitive on some topics, and some people are being overly toxic. I feel it's a little bit of a mix of both. I've seen some of the things that some people say, and they're rightfully so to be blamed for the toxicity. But then there's other times when people are just like, I'm a little disappointed in your choices, and people misjudge it as some kind of toxicity, even though it's just like, wow, I didn't expect you to leave Amourshipping so quickly or so suddenly. And I mean, it's a time thing. People are just gonna have to get used to it over time. I mean, yeah, it sucks that some people are being rude, but other people are just trying to cope with, spending however many months, years, days with you, getting to know you, and spending time with Amourshipping with you, and having you just be like, okay, well, now I don't like Amourshipping anymore. I like this, or I like that. It's just, you know, I'm not saying that they can't be your friend. I'm just saying that they probably are a little bit shocked, and they need time to adjust to the changes that you made. Because remember, some of you guys were saying things like I'm worshipping forever, or I'm not going to give up on it ever, or some of these things. I know not all of you did, but some people did. And so when you turn around and say, oh, now I support Lily over Serena, or you support Lily and Serena, it's just a little bit of a shock to people, and it's going to take them time to get used to it. I'm not saying that that's an excuse for being rude, but most of the people that I've seen that are kind of shocked aren't really being rude. They're just kind of disappointed in the changes. But um, yeah, it's just I feel like another big problem is that the community is being torn apart because you got to remember when you join this community, it was an Amourshipping community. I mean, the whole reason you joined was probably because of Amourshipping. It wasn't because you were looking for a Pokemon community, or you were looking for a Lana community, or like a Suka community. You were specifically looking for an Amourshipping community so you can make friends who also ship Serena. And that's the thing. Most of you guys have moved on, but instead of moving on from the community and like trying to form your own community, you've kind of just stuck around and poked at the Amourshipping community. Now, yeah, poking fun is all good and stuff, but I mean, it's just kind of you gotta understand that there's new Amour every day because the kiss was so popular. People are just learning about it, and in fact, there's going to be more people who learn about it when the dub comes out because there's some people who just exclusively watch the dub, and they don't know you like we do. Like I said, some people have been here for 3 years. Some people have been here for 3 days or 3 hours or 3 minutes, and they just don't know you. And so they're not going to know that you're just joking around trying to pull at, some of Worshipper's legs or these other things. And so, like I said, it's no excuse for being rude, but I mean, you're still kind of hanging out in a Worshiping community. And I mean, I'm sure that if you really liked these other characters, you could find a community for that because you found a community for Amourshipping. There's probably a community for every ship. And you just gotta go out there and find it. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be friends with us anymore, but to expect that things are going to change when you specifically joined this community and made friends with people who were specifically Amorshippers, and then expect them to change their ways is a little bit. I mean, it's not very fair. It really isn't. I mean, you're expecting people to change because you changed. They shouldn't have to change, and they shouldn't have to, you know, not be proud of the Serena moments or, the kiss or how far the ship came just because you moved on to something else. But anyways, I just don't know. And then the other big problem is there's people who don't even ship anything anymore, and they're still in this community causing problems between the people who ship different things. They're trying to get everybody to hate each other, and it's just really not fair. I think that those people need to move on and do things, because there are people who are saying that they're better than everyone else, but if you're better than everyone else, go make your own community of non-shipping Pokemon community, or go join a non-shipping Pokemon community, or even go find a community of something that you like more. Like I said, Sword Art Online, Gurren Lagann, whatever. Don't sit here and try to bring everybody else down because you don't enjoy something anymore. That's just, that's just as childish as, the people that you make fun of for liking shipping and stuff. Just, there's there's just so many things that could be fixed, and like I just don't understand why people think that just because, our ship is quote unquote over, or our time is over because X, Y, and Z is over, that we have to stop liking X, Y, and Z. We have to stop caring about Serena and move on to Sun and Moon, and move on to the new characters. I mean, technically we don't have to do anything. This is, our community. This is the community that was built for Amourshipping. It's like if you were to go onto Cerebi's forums and be like, okay, well, you know what, Amourshipping's over, so we're gonna delete this, and you guys can never talk about Amourshipping again. Like, people would be so outraged. There's a reason that there's a forum for that. And this is our Twitter forum for that. If you guys really want to, like I said 3 times already, go make your own, community for those things. I'm not saying that we don't have to be friends anymore. I would still love to be your friend. I love talking to other people who ship other things. I mean, I used to hang out on the Pearl shipping boards for a while, even though I was a more shipper. I love talking to those guys and figuring out what they think, even though some of them are really, really hateful towards Serena. A lot of those guys were really fun to talk to. So, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to leave this community. I just am saying that if you want to post things like, you know, bashing Serena, or, trying to kind of rile up people, you probably should post those to your friends and the other communities, rather than just sitting here in the Amore community trying to post those things, because it's not going to end well. This isn't a Pokemon community. You specifically joined an Amourshipping community on Twitter. That's what you were looking for when you joined this. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say. And like I said, I really like all you guys, even if you don't support Amourshipping anymore. I respect all your guys' opinions, and I'm not trying to sound rude or anything, but it's just one of those things that, like, Amourshipping is getting really big, even though the X, Y, and Z is over. I mean, it's kind of a phenomenon right now, and it's only going to get worse once the dub comes out and more people see it. And you're expecting that, you know, you're sitting in a Amore community that was created on Amorshippers, and one that's growing in popularity, and you're expecting people to be less toxic. Like, I understand that, we want the community to be less toxic, and I'm not excusing the toxicity, but, it's kind of like, as things grow more and more and more in popularity, there's going to be more and more fans, and there's going to, since this is a more community, there's going to be more and more fans of a more. So you're always going to have those, you're just going to have more people. More people means more of a chance of having toxic people. It's just kind of basic stuff. And like I could sit here and try to make a hour video about why people shouldn't be toxic and calling out all these Amor shippers that you know are being toxic, but will it change anything? Probably not. But I mean, I have told my friends like Chance and other people that if they feel threatened by someone who's a Amor shipper who follows me, that I would help them out and tell that person off on Twitter or through DMs or whatever they wanted me to do, because I am really sick of all this. I really do not like the fact that some people are being extra super toxic, and I do not promote that kind of behavior. But I am not afraid to say what the problem is probably has to do with. But anyways, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about tonight because it's pretty late, and like I said, I'm kind of tired. So sorry if this is kind of repetitive or it doesn't really make sense, but I hope that you guys understand. And I will be doing an actual video about the interview that came out, so you guys don't have to worry about that. I will discuss that and my thoughts on that